So you finally decided to pull the trigger on Moducases and don't know where to begin? Stay tuned for this video as we talk about the 5 tips to get started before you receive your own Moducases. Let's go. What is up, guys? It is Riley Reviews back again with another video here. Today we are going to be talking a little bit more about Moducases. If you guys didn't know, I received mine about a couple weeks ago. It's been maybe even a month now. I've had them for quite some time, and I want to give you guys the best tips before you actually receive your Moducases. If you do have them on order, or maybe you're even getting shipping notices, congrats to you. And I want to help you guys out because I know that I had my own struggles when I had my Moducases, and I don't want you guys falling into that. So, as I've said, don't want to waste any time. If you enjoy the content, smash the like button. Let me know in the comments if you are picking them up. Tip number 1, I'm going to say, is plan, plan, and plan. I made this 3 times because I think this is the most important step. So, when you receive your Moducases, the best thing that you want to do is get a layout for yourself. You want to prepare your display, and right here, like Moducase's website or Moduspace now says, display your world. So, before you receive the Moducases, my best advice, like I said, get yourself prepared for the heights, the actual cases you want to build on. Because if you didn't know, Moducase has different series. They have DF, Max, and 6. They're going to be different heights, different lengths, different widths. But here nor there, that's not the main gist of it. You're probably going to know which actual case you're buying. But overall, I'd say figure out where each collectible is going to be in your room, where you want the height, etc. Because I'm telling you guys, the wait times for these Moducases are very brutal, and you don't want to catch yourself thinking, I made the wrong move, I bought the wrong thing, I need to cancel, I need to change something. It's going to be a real mess. So, like I said, follow that beginning step for prepping for your Moducases. And I want to show you guys a specific thing really quick, because obviously this Moduspace website is really great for you. They tell you the size, and you can actually go to the bottom. This is a corner case. It tells you everything. It gives you the outer dimensions, so you're going to figure out where it's going to go alongside your wall, where you're displaying it. You're going to figure out it's snug there if it fits. And it's going to give you the inside, so you're able to know where your figures are going to be, what figures heights you're going to buy, what length, obviously. So you make sure that you didn't have something too tight or too wedged in the corner, too close to the top. It's going to help you just nonetheless. But, as I said, I want to show you a specific thing, which is what I actually did, that I think is a great idea for anyone who is collecting Moducases. I did this, if you guys didn't know, a couple months back. I did a stream where I showcased this. You're gonna see a little Matrix right now, 2 of me, but yeah, there's an older Riley right there. But like I said, make sure, I'd say what I did, because this is my display now, and this is what I wanted to have a couple weeks back. Like I said, get yourself, because I know Moduspace, when you have the order, they send you a layout of what it's gonna look like so. You're gonna have the cases shown like that, and you're not gonna have the actual figures there. You're not gonna have a TV or whatever I'm showing there, a PlayStation TV. You're not gonna have that, but that's why you're going to create it. So you can go into any type of thing where you can just paste photos, PNG files, etc. You guys know that. And figure out where your collectibles are actually going to go and where they're going to be laid out. If you need risers, I mean, I know you guys can already see it there. On the certain cases I have, I actually ordered risers from Moduspace because I wanted to make sure my figures were there. And it worked out perfect because I really like the way they look. I like the finished product. And like I said, I was able to see it with my own eyes before I got it and paid the money for it. So that's my best advice for the start. Plan out your displays before you actually get them in hand, because if you don't have a plan, I'm honestly just gonna say you're gonna be really angry with yourself. Because even myself, I planned, and I still feel like I have more stuff that I do want now, and I'm like, do I need more space? Do I need more in the future? But that's here nor there. I'm still fine with the way I did it. But like I said, you're gonna have a huge advantage in the long run when you have your setup and you have everything you actually need. The specific cases you're buying, calculate the heights, length, width. It's all going to be good for you. So make sure you do that. That's the number 1 tip, I'd say. Tip number 2, figure out what you're collecting, guys. This is another one that is probably maybe the most important of the entire video. The actual figures you want to buy, plan that out as well. Not only your layouts, but where you're actually figuring out where you're going to piece your whole display, your collection, because that is so important. I'm telling you guys, for me, whenever I was able to figure out what I'm doing, what I'm going to buy for my display, it helped out just everything. And it made everything way easier because now you're kind of limiting yourself. Whenever there's other figures that get announced, you're not going to be like, damn, now I got to get this because you're kind of stuck. You're stuck to this display layout. You can't really add more figures unless you want to cram a little bit more. But for me, I always wanted to stick to something where I can have like a little bit more space between my figures. We're going to see how that happens in the future, though, with some more crazy stuff happening. Obviously, things can change. But like I said, figure out the actual scaling you're going to buy. That's another important thing. You got to make sure the height and length works, guys. This Vulture, I have a really perfect example. Barely fits into this case. I did the measurements, but still, it barely, like, it could almost hit the acrylic. So that's a little scary, but it still made the cut. I had to kind of turn the wings a bit. Make sure you guys measure your figures. Your Hulk Deluxe right here, you can't fit that in a 6 scale because that's another thing. All the cases I bought, this case right here is a DF120. These are taller cases than 6 scale because I want to make sure that I have the extra height for a Hulk Deluxe, for a Vulture, for a statue at one point. Who knows? My best advice, if you're a collector who's going for 12-inch and higher, like 15-inch, because there's obviously like Carnage, Thanos, Hulk, figures like that are like 18 inches and higher, I seriously recommend going DF because you're getting that way extra height. And also vehicle collectors, another thing. I know I'm going to collect vehicles, so I was like, had to go with this. There's no doubt about it. I got to go DF because you're having all that extra height. 6 very limits you when it comes to vehicles and just taller figures in general. So that's what I'd say. Another little quick side tip, but yeah, make sure you figure out which actual display case you're getting. But DFs are going to be the taller ones. And another thing that's very important, that is super critical, wiring and USB prepping and planning. Guys, this is so fundamentally important because if you didn't know, Moducase, the actual cases, the backs of them, they have a little slit on the bottom, so you're able to, in the corner of the left and right corner, where you can slide in any type of wiring or etc. But you have to understand, when you build these things and you have maybe your USB cables, your actual outlet boxes, like your power boxes, if they're behind your cases, it's very tricky to get behind that. And I know, even myself, I have these 2 cases, big ones here. They're not connected horizontally yet because I have power boxes behind that, and I still don't have my lights displayed. Stuff like this, guys, when you have light boxes, when you have, shout out to, little Star Wars light box. These wiring, I'm telling you, when you get these, when you put them in the Moducase, when you have your power boxes behind it, though, all of these cases are huge and joined together. So it's very hard to, like, get behind it because you can't really unless you create that. But this pertains to a lot of things. Light boxes, CCFL sabers. I have CCFL myself, and they're actually in the cases, but you have to join them on the back so you can able to, join them together and get them in behind your shelves to get them into your power boxes. So like I said, make sure if you are a collector out there who is doing wiring. And another thing, Hot Toys now with all their future stuff, they're doing USB like crazy. So when you get your Moducases, make sure when you get your backs of your displays, you do that first. You get all your power boxes, you plug them in before you make your actual shelves. That's what I'd say, because it is going to be a pain in the ass, I'm telling you, to get behind those cases once you actually have them built to get your light boxes set up. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to go to tip number 2, which is cleaning out your older display cases and your newer ones. Because, guys, when you get your new Moducases, the shipment is going to be like, I'm telling you, it's gonna make you a little nervous. I'm not going to lie, because it's going to be like, if you are collecting, obviously, something that's a little bit bigger, like a lot more Moducases, they send you these pallets of these things. And you got to make sure, before you receive those things, get rid of your older cases. I, unfortunately, didn't do that. I still have my detolfs just scattered behind my room at the moment, because I got to figure out where I'm going to put them, if I'm going to sell them, if I'm going to keep them, if I'm going to just give them away. Because, personally, I mean, I already have all these Moducases. I got to figure out a way to clear it out, because it's just stuck in my room, and it's a real mess. So make sure, guys, when you get your displays, before you get them, clear out your actual cases and your figures. That's another thing. All of these figures, guys, you can see it. I'll solo myself for a second. All of these had to go out of my detolfs, my 4 detolfs. I used to have my old setup. Shout out to the old collection out there. But I had to get them all out, put them into the back of my room, and it was honestly very stressful, because when you're a collector out there who has probably 30 plus figures, I think I have like almost 40. It's very overwhelming to have them all just sat into the back of your room, or just sat on your, I don't know, your bed, your tables, because you can't just like throw them in a box unless you have all your art boxes maybe. But like I said, when you get your figures, you got to figure out, before you get your cases, figure out where you're going to put them, because it was kind of a mess to just put them all around my entire room. It was kind of crazy. I looked like a hoarder a little bit. I think I shared some photos of that before, but like I said, clear out your old cases, whether that be Detols, Billies, anything you had before. Get them out. I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer for you when you have them out of your room and sold, and get your figures out of your display and figure out where you're going to put them. So that's super important. Okay, guys, final tip number 5. I think I put tip number 4 on the other one and it said tip number 2. Sorry about that, but it's tip number 4. Tip number 5, the final step of the video: buy maintenance items. This is super critical, guys. I'm telling you. So the main thing I do want you guys to buy, because I know you're going to need it, because I definitely did. If you are collecting Moducase or Moducase, you need to get an acrylic wipe and an acrylic cleaner, because I've said it in my videos. It's very frustrating because your actual cases, they will unfortunately have to deal with some dust on the outside ends, because unless you're in an area that's just fully like dust proof, you don't have to worry about dust or dog hairs, because I have pets that are in my room, and this actual collection room is in the garage, so I have to deal with dust, unfortunately. So what I did need to buy was this right here, and it's called Novus. I'm going to put a solo right here. You're definitely going to need this Novus spray, because it's going to be a game changer. I'm telling you, it's meant for acrylic wipes, so I've been using it. It's made them a lot more cleaner, because you kind of face that little dust on the top end, so you got to kind of clean that whenever you can. Do maintenance on it probably every week. So get that. And another thing is, it's a pack, so it actually has multiple. There's stuff that's heavy scratch remover. So if you have scratches on your acrylic, because I know one of mine, unfortunately, it had a little gash on it on one of my cases, and I had to get, I got the spray, and I was like, oh, I realized it says heavy scratch remover. So I tried putting that on a microfiber cloth, rubbed it over the actual gash it had, and it cleaned it actually perfectly fine. So I was very shocked with that. So make sure you buy that Nova spray. I'm going to have all of these links, obviously, in the description. So make sure to buy that. It's on Amazon or whatever you buy. It's not that expensive at all. Another thing that is very important is getting, obviously, a lint roller. This is going to be good for your felt, because the felt, unfortunately, also gets like dust and hair on it, so you got to make sure to wipe them clean, make sure they're like, the cleanest they can be. This is supposed to be classy, So make sure you buy that. And like I said, the microfiber cloths themselves, make sure to buy that. It's on Amazon as well. So those 3 things are going to be very helpful for you in the future, because, like I said, you got to deal with the dust, the hair, and, it's pretty simple. It's a little nitpick, a little con for the Moducases, but overall, when you get it said and done, you don't got to worry about it again. So make sure you do that. But again, I don't want to keep this too long, guys, but I tried to get it as quick as possible. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And the display, it doesn't look as much like this. These are just an older video I made overall. But like I said, if you guys did enjoy the content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, because I'm always trying to help you guys out with content like this. For any Moducase or Moducase collectors out there who you are collecting, congratulations to you. And like I said, plan, get certain items, clear out your display. So many other things I didn't explain in the video. Wire prep. A lot of interesting things to look forward to. It takes a lot of time, guys, but when you get the finished product, it's 100% worth it. And I'm very happy for people stepping into this. I know there's a lot of collectors out there stepping into Moducase recently, so it is awesome to see. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your days, of course. Stay safe. I appreciate all of you guys for all the support recently. We actually have surpassed 10 memberships on our Riley Republic members. If you guys want to check that out, it's going to be a join button on the bottom. You guys can check that out if you want. But you guys know how it goes. Let's go. Riley Reviews out of here. Peace out.